Well, we're ready to paint. It's nice and warm out right now, about 6 o'clock at night, except for the wind. That's a problem. The best time to paint is probably, if you have to do it outside, is before noon, but not too early. You want to have a nice calm day. You want to have some place where we can set the 3 pieces up. We're going to have 1, 2, and third piece is over here, I believe. Somewhere. Oh, that's right, it's inside. I like to do the pieces, say, like over here next to this radio, where I can leave them. Now let me explain to you the standard procedure for auto body painting a car so you can understand. When we paint a car, we do it in 3 coats in a general solid color with 15 minutes between each coat. That allows you to set a tack coat for the first coat. The tack coat, basically what that does is, it's not a real light or real heavy coat, but it introduces the paint to the panel and gives something for the rest of the following coats to stick to. So it's not a full coat, but it's not a real light coat either. Tacked means sticky, tactile. That's why we call it that. All right. Now your second coat will be after 15 minutes, and remember that when we're talking about automotive paint, we're talking about paint that has hardener in it. Right here, urethane hardener, which means it's a urethane is not lacquer, but it is enamel, and urethane is a hard paint. It's a paint that lasts a long time, or hardener that lasts a long time. Our second coat is a normal, like a 1mm coat that you put on, so you're building up thickness on the second coat. Okay. Now your third coat, and this is after another 15 minutes, you want to give time for the paint to get on the panel and partially dry. We're talking about panels because we're talking about motorcycles. But for it to partially dry in order for it to accept the next coat, because let's face it, okay, gravity is our enemy here. All panels run downhill. There are no cars that are totally flat. Be great if they were, but there isn't. Therefore, we need to set coats of paint on the panels on the side of the car, because there are 2 sides, so that they won't, under their own weight, run off and down to the ground or cause sags or runs. Now, and I know a lot of this may sound complicated. It's not. It's just what a painter has to go through and what he thinks. Now, different painters are trained to different degrees. As far as some painters really give a damn what they do, others don't. Others just want to put something on that is glossy, fancy, and get their money, and you can kiss my ass. And you know, I'll paint your car, your horse, you know, your shed. It doesn't matter. But an artist like me is one that takes their time and explains it. Now you can see the vertical surfaces on this rear cover. Okay, I have to paint all these sides, and gravity is working against me. It's working against me in all phases. Therefore, what I'm trying to do is to put the paint on in 3 different phases I said that word again. That will allow me to get the maximum paint and metallic on the panel without it running. You need about 3 millimeters of paint. I believe that's what the standard is. To me, paint, the more the better. As far as automotive. Now, like I said, you can skip ahead or do what you want, but listen to my words and think, well, does that make any sense or not? Because there are a lot of painters out there that can do this, but they can't explain it. And they wouldn't want to explain it because they don't want you in the business taking their business. Now, we're not going to mask anything on this one. It has not been cleaned, but I will clean it with a little bit of water and the grease remover, which is no problem. If you put your hand on here, you see that's talcum powder right there. That's what we try and get rid of on that last coat, is the talcum powder. Any kind of surface contamination that gets between the paint and the surface to allow it to not stick. It's not contamination, but we want it surgically clean if we can. That means, let me put it this way, okay? We want to try and make the paint job as fuck up proof as we can. So there are no surprises when we get in the booth, because you got one shot. That's it. You're either going to do it or not. And if you're in a booth with a car and you know what you're doing, well, you know what you're doing. But you can do certain things to certain degrees. You can hide a lot of mistakes. You can have a paint job that can fade in 2 months or 6 months. By then, the painter's already got their money. They're, hey, sayonara, down the road. Have a nice day. Checks in the mail. See ya, sucker. But that's not what we want to do. We want to take these paint cans and do some really nice artwork. After we get the color on there, we'll put one coat of clear and then we'll do our decal work. So I'm going to clean these up and hopefully put them somewhere. I've just got this wind that's bothering me. I want to do it somewhere where I'm not going to piss off the wife, which is, it doesn't matter where I do it, I'll piss her off. She hates everything I do anyway. Fucking Russian. Let me tell you, Russian women are really great mothers. They're really nice people. But when they get pissed at you, I'll tell you what, Hitler learned a lesson dealing with Russian women in 39 or 41. I mean, my wife would have been standing there at the border when those 1 million men, German men, came over the border saying, yeah, bring it on, bitches. Yep, I'm right here. And they would have said, you know what? Let's invade tomorrow. Let someone else do it. Let's go home and think about this. All right, now I'm going to set up the painting, and the wind is blowing towards me. So I have to find a place that has a little bit of wind, but not too much. Maybe I can do it under the carport. That's always been a good place. Good. Her car's not here. This is a good place to do it. We have 80 degrees, and we will put on the first of the undercoat 2-part paint. And if you have problems going through and painting, I want you to go back and listen to all my very slow, slurred words. And practice makes perfect. Thank you.